Your fetishes are nothing to be ashamed of, unless your fetish is humiliation. Then you should be really ashamed, you little pervert. Why did they throw the cat in prison? 'Cause he was looking at kitty porn. A child goes to his mom and asks, "What's dark humor?" His mom replies, "See that man over there with no arms? Tell him to clap." The boy replies, "But Mom, I'm blind." His mom says, "Exactly." How are babies and the elderly alike? They're both fun to throw out of moving cars. How do you get 100 babies into a bucket? With a blender. How do you spoil a baby? Leave it out in the sun. What's more fun than stapling dead babies to a wall? Ripping them off again. What's the difference between a baby and a pizza? The pizza doesn't scream when you put it in the oven. What's black and sits in a corner? A baby with its finger in a power socket. What's cold, blue, and doesn't move? A baby in your freezer. What's the difference between a soccer ball and a baby? I've never kicked a soccer ball over 50 yards. When I die, I want to be shot out of a cannon into a child's birthday party. What's the difference between a gay man and a refrigerator? The refrigerator doesn't fart when you pull your meat out. You know, there is one good thing about child molesters. They drive slowly through school zones. What's worse than finding a worm in your apple? The Holocaust. A dyslexic man walks into a bra. So after a really long labor, the doctor comes into the room with the exhausted mother, and he tells her that he has good news and bad news for her. He asks her what she would like first. She replies to him that she would like to hear the bad news first. So the doctor says, "Well, your son has red hair." And the mother just says, "That's the bad news? That's the bad news? Wow, okay, that's fine. What's the good news?" Doctor looks at her and says, "He's dead." A couple go into the hospital because a woman's in labor. Her labor is extremely painful, and the doctor explains to her that they've invented a machine that will transfer the pain of the childbirth to the father. The doctor asks for her permission, and she gives it. So the doctor turns the machine on to 10%, and the man doesn't feel anything. So he turns it up to 50%, and the man still doesn't feel anything. So they keep going until they're all the way up to 100%. Both go home happy with their new child until they see the milkman dead on the porch. This cop sees this old lady carrying 2 large sacks. One of them is leaking $20 bills from a hole in the bottom of it. So the cop goes to the old lady and he asks her where he got all this money. She replies with,
"Well, there's a golf course behind my house, and there's a hole in my fence, and people will stick their penis through the hole and pee in my yard. There's a problem because it's killing all of my flowers."
Cop replies, "Well, what do you do about it?" The old lady says,
"Well, I wait behind my fence with the hedge clippers, and every time one of them sticks their penis through the hole, I grab a hold of it with my hedge clippers and I shout, 'Give me $20 or I'll cut it clean off.'"
"Oh, well, that sounds fair," says the cop. "What's in the other sack?" The old lady replies,
"Well, not everyone pays."
There are 4 cows on a farm, a mama cow and 3 baby cows. The first baby cow walks up to the mother cow and says,
"Mommy, why am I named Rose?"
and the mother says,
"Well, honey, your rose petal fell on your head when you were born."
Second cow walks up to the mother and says,
"Mommy, why is my name Lily?"
and the mother says, "Well, honey, the lily petal fell on your head when you were born." The third cow walks up to the mother and says,
"Mommy, why is my name Daisy?"
and she said, "Well, honey, a daisy fell on your head when you were born." Finally, the fourth cow comes up and he says, the mother says,
"Shut the fuck up, cinder block!"
A man is working on a cruise ship when he notices a woman is crying without any arms or legs on the deck of the ship. So he goes to her and he asks her what's wrong. And she says,
"Well, I've never been hugged before."
So he gives her a big hug and leaves. The next day he sees her again crying and he asks her what's wrong. So she says,
"Well, I've never been kissed before."
So he gives her a kiss and he leaves. The next day he sees her again crying and he goes, "Oh, come on, what's wrong? Why are you crying today?" And she says, "Well, I've never been fucked." So the man picks her up and throws her over the edge and yells, "Now you're fucked!" A bear and a rabbit are taking a shit in the woods. The bear turns to the rabbit and says, "Hey, do you have problems with shit sticking to your fur?" The rabbit says, "No." So the bear wipes his ass with the rabbit. My friend surprised me for my birthday with a book on roadkill recipes. And I just picked up some roadkill the other day, so I tried it out and cooked it exactly like it was supposed to be done. It was delicious. It's just, I don't know what to do with the bike anymore.
Sly, I just saw your knife that you have signed for
Oh, yeah?
charity here in Cardiff. It's unbelievable. Look at this knife.
Oh, thank you.
But this is not a knife.
It's not?
This is a knife.
Oh, that is a knife, Arnold. That is a big knife. Yeah, I love the knife, Arnold. That is a good knife.
But don't worry about it.
Only girly men have the knife below. Manly men have the big knife, yeah.
Okay? You're gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a smash. You're the best.
Thank you, Arnold.